Hello. In the beginning, there was me, Dr. Roger Gewald. Welcome to another episode of the Gospel According to Dr. Roger, the program where we interview and interact with some of the most interesting and amazing people around. There is so much going on today. I'm sure I don't need to tell you that. Politically, financially, tax-wise, wars, um, every kind of dispute and argument imaginable. It seems everybody is at everybody else's throat, opinion-wise. The media is just full of it, and I really don't know where to turn at the moment. The country feels, as I've said before, and the world inside out, upside down, and backwards. And our political leaders, with the exception, I have to say, of President Trump, who, like him or not, does deliver on what he says on almost everything. Our political leaders are not helping us very much. There are some new leaders in sight, obviously, with Nigel Farage, for example, and the battle that now seems to be brewing in the UK between Mr. Jenrick and the leader of the Conservative Party, Kemi Badenoch. And all sorts of things to talk about. And I have a guest today, Lois Perry, who is a lady who seems to get around everywhere with strong opinions on pretty much everything. She was the head of the UKIP party, the United Kingdom Independence Party, which sort of morphed into the Brexit Party. But that didn't last very long, and she's been in and out of various parties and causes. She's quite controversial, quite flamboyant. Had a picture of herself in her black underwear on a giant hoarding, as they say here, billboard, as they say in America, on the Finchley Road, a main thoroughfare in London, where millions were treated to a sight of how very attractive she is, if you're allowed to still say things like that. And she is a close friend of Nigel Farage, the head of the Reform Party, but also very well connected with all sorts of politicians and important and powerful people. She's a very interesting, if somewhat flamboyant lady, but certainly deserves to be listened to. So that's exactly what we're going to do right now. And I'm going to bring in Lois Perry. So welcome, Lois Perry. It's a delight to see you again. I haven't seen you in a few weeks, I suppose it's been.
It's been a little while. The last thing was the NJA event, wasn't
That's right. I think
it?
so. And you've been very busy, I hear.
Mm.
Tell me what you've been up to. What are your main activities these days?
Well, obviously, I'm the director for the Heartland Institute UK and Europe, which is an American think tank, which is Trump affiliated, although not officially a Trump organization at all. We are a non-partisan organization. They've been going for 40 years in America, probably the most well-known and most respected conservative think tank in America, with a leaning towards being climate realist, but they are a libertarian organization, ultimately, free speech, etc. They've advised the Trump administration on various things to do with getting America out of the net zero nightmare. Obviously, they've had a lot of success in America, so I am doing the God's work for the Heartland in the UK and Europe. So I've been traveling around Europe. I went to CPAC Poland, CPAC Hungary, had lots of high level meetings. My team met with Maloney's people in Rome. So there's a real consensus now building, especially with the governments that are coming in that are either right or right leaning, that this net zero stuff really does have to stop. Nigel Farage credits my organisation and myself with being the reason that it's Reform UK's policy to abolish net zero as soon as they get in. So that's quite an accolade.
And
So yeah, I've been busy.
he's the one who brought them over here, I think, isn't he?
I brought the Heartland. Well, it was a combined effort, but yeah, I mean, when I was working in my previous incarnation, I launched the first anti-net zero campaign in the
I
UK
I
ever.
remember. I
Yeah,
remember.
that was Car 26.
Yeah.
I made contact with the Heartland and they came over to a couple of my dinners, which Nigel very kindly attended for me. And then they invited him back over to Chicago to speak at their 40th birthday anniversary gala dinner in Chicago, which was very exciting. I loved it. I actually, little me, I actually got a standing ovation from all the donors for the work that I'd done in the UK. So yeah.
I didn't know they were from Chicago. That's my hometown.
Oh really? That's your
Yeah.
manor, as we say in
That's
East End of London.
my manner, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, so I've been doing lots of lobbying and campaigning for the Heartland. Um, we are non-politically affiliated, and I do talk to all of the political parties, but I think it's fair to say we have a strong relationship with Reform UK as they've taken on our policies and our recommendations. So I do a lots of advisory work with them. Although I will make it very clear that I will also be attending the Conservative Party conference. So this is, to be non-partisan, obviously, and also obviously because of Nigel's stance on net zero, and to be fair, Richard Tice has been amazing as well in Reform. The Conservatives are having to take on an anti-net zero stance now because they don't want to lose the votes. I mean, I think they're
Yeah.
going to, but so
Yeah.
so it's been very, very, very successful. I've also launched my own show in conjunction with the Heartland Institute, but also with Q's TV, who are going to be co-sponsoring a panel discussion at the Reform Conference next weekend.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's all,
I've watched your show. Very nice. Yeah.
what do you think?
Yeah, good. Very good.
Thank you. That last night was a good one, actually. We had uh, Dr. Alan Mendoza, who I'm sure you're very aware of.
He's a friend of mine for a long
I'm
time.
sure
Yeah.
he's the head of the Henry Jackson Society, but he's also an extremely important and strong voice on Jewish issues. So
Yes.
I had him on with Andrew Bridgen, the former MP, who has done lots of good work, actually, but has some very interesting views on Israel. And last night he put it to Alan that he felt that it was very suspicious that the October the 7th attacks had happened, and that in some way Israel had allowed it to happen or was complicit. And Alan just very calmly, very methodically, just completely annihilated his argument. it
Yes.
was it was almost like the silent assassin, or not completely silent, but it was the way that it was just very calmly explained why that was nonsense. And yeah, it was a good show last night. I had my highest figures. So yeah, thank you for saying
Yeah.
that you like the show.
What sort of figures?
Well, I mean, but on the sharing of the clips is where we get the big figures, like, so we've got on one particular show, if you added everything up, about, like 300,000 or 400,000 views, but live last night, I think we got to about 4,000, which for a live feed on Twitter is actually pretty good.
Pretty good.
Doesn't
Absolutely.
sound
Yeah.
like a lot, but I mean, it's
No,
actually
it's very good on
it's
X.
more than
Yeah.
talk.
Yeah. Very good on X. Yeah.
Thank you.
So what else? Are you still involved politically, or do you not have time for that now?
Well, I also work. I work as a lobbyist as well. So my political, so that's another reason why I have to. I mean, people obviously know that I've got a strong relationship with Reform UK, but I have to. Another reason why I have to try and step back and keep neutral, because my lobbying hat means that I have to deal with all of the political parties,
Sure.
including the Labour government. I work very closely with them. I won't name him because they might not deal with him if they knew it was me linked to it. But a former cabinet minister in the Blair Brown government. on my work that I do with them. But that's the bread and butter, if you like. That's the bread and
Right,
butter. Yeah.
right,
So I'm not involved directly in politics, apart from, I suppose, as an advisor with regards to my Heartland hat.
right.
So yeah, I'm a busy girl at the moment.
So being a little more disengaged, a little less engaged with politics than you were before becoming involved with Heartland, maybe you can sort of step back and have a more global view of things. And what is your view of this country and what's going on?
Oh, well, I mean, it's embarrassing. Seeing Keir Starmer on the world stage makes me, you know, be a little bit sick in my mouth. I find the whole thing humiliating for us as a country. I find that the caliber of the cabinet. This is why I have to have someone working with me on the lobbying work with the Labour government. I think the caliber of the cabinet is appalling. Then uh, David Lammy as foreign secretary. He doesn't have any idea about his geography. I don't know if you saw him. Did you ever see him on Celebrity Mastermind?
I caught one embarrassing episode. Yeah,
Oh my goodness. I mean, he actually answered one of the questions, who was the father of Henry VIII?
it's Henry the
Uh,
Seventh.
well, no, no, hang on a minute. He answered them on number. He answered Henry the Ninth, or he did it the other way round. It was
Yeah,
it was it
yeah.
wasn't even good maths. It
Who
wasn't
was
even
the
a good
son?
guess.
I think it was who was the son of Henry the Eighth, and he said Henry the Seventh.
That's right. Yeah, absolutely. That's the right way around. I mean, that's just mindless. I mean, it wasn't even a good guess. But yeah, and anyway, and he's our foreign secretary. So I think the fact that we're recognizing
Embarrassing.
it is
You,
embarrassing and
that's the
recognizing
word you
Palestine
said.
at the moment as a state right at this stage. Whatever people's views are about whether there should be a two-state solution, what might have to happen in the future to say that you're going to recognize a state right now while there's still 50 hostages, we know that 20 of them are definitely alive. It's just mindless.
Well, saying that you're going to recognize a state which is run by a prescribed terrorist organization
What's that about?
for a foreign secretary is just a very stupid thing to do.
It is stupid, but it's also quite sinister because you and I know why they're saying what they're saying for the same reason that Macron, funnily enough, during the riots that have happened recently in Paris with the young Muslim population, the young men there, suddenly decided to recognise Palestine. It's for votes. I mean, for us, it's for votes, and for Macron, I think he did it. Not, yeah, to calm down a situation. I think that was to try and pour some cold water and dampen down the rioting that was happening in Paris. So it's all disingenuous. It's all for votes or to try and appease certain groups. And that's not good. That's not geopolitics, is it?
No, it's not. It's bad
It's
geopolitics.
bad geopolitics,
So
absolutely.
what's going to happen here in the UK? Are we going to have 3.5 more years of this and suffer? Is there going to be a general election? Are they going to kick Starmer out and replace him with Lord knows who?
I think both. I think there will be an early election, and I think Starmer will be replaced. And the reason why we will have an early election is because the ginger growler. Oh, I'm definitely stickered now in my lobbying with the Labour Party. Angela Rayner, I think she will become his successor, and I think that she will have to go to the country. So my understanding from people that sort of know these things is that 2027 is more than likely. So
Uh,
yeah, I
not
mean,
next
obviously,
year.
no, no, not unless something dramatic happens. But I mean, there is a chance. I don't want to give the Labour Party any ideas here, but there is a chance that they will try and wrong foot the other parties by calling a snap election when they know they're not ready or they think they're not ready. So, I mean, maybe earlier, but I'm thinking early 27 or May 27.
Right.
Mm.
And it'll be Angela who becomes the prime minister.
Ooh. Maybe, yeah. I mean, I mean, you won't believe this, but apparently within the Labour Party, the Parliamentary Labour Party, and the membership, the favourite person that they want to succeed Starmer isn't her. Wait for this, you'll love this. It's Ed Miliband.
Oh my God.
I thought it was a joke when that. I mean, what? He's it just shows you how out of touch they are with what ordinary people on the street think. But in answer to your question, I think I see massive hope. I don't know if you saw the front page of the Daily Mail yesterday. I was actually in Reform HQ as part of my advisory role with the Heartland, and I was there and looking at the front cover, and the front cover said, "Thank." It was something along the lines of, "Thank goodness the politician that finally gets it." And it was about Nigel Farage, and it was about his announcement, the brilliant speech that he did, talking about the deportations and being very clear on how it would work and why it needs to happen. And so, if the Daily Mail are getting behind him, that's big.
Yeah, I know all about this. A young man who was in the audience of my show last night was there and saw you and met with Alan Mendoza. So I heard the whole story.
Oh no! Oh my God!
Yeah,
Your spies are everywhere,
I
Roger.
have people tracing you everywhere, following you. Yeah, absolutely. You know, he was a guy in the
Well, why don't you just
audience.
just put the app on my phone and we'll just cut out the middleman.
That's it. He was in the audience in my program last night, and he piped up and said, "Oh, I Lois Perry and Alan Mendoza and Henry Jackson Millbank Tower reform, blah blah." So I got the full report. Yeah, I know.
Oh, okay.
So
Right.
I know
Well, I'll just shut up then. Just
I
let.
know what you're having. I know what you're having for lunch today. You know. So
I'm actually going to meet somebody at an airport. But anyway.
yeah. So well, that's pretty grim. We have another year of damage to suffer then, huh?
Well, from talking to various people that have, globalist, not globalist, but a global view
Yeah,
of the situation.
I think we save the word globalist for people of a certain ilk, and what I think the phrase you're looking for is worldview.
A worldview. Good.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. Someone who has a worldview said to me that the worse it gets, the better it is for reform. Just bluntly.
you know,
Uh,
when I moved to this country from Paris many decades ago,
oh, you're so glad, Roger.
people said to me, yeah, people said to me, under the Tories, you always lose money because they're so stupid. And under Labor, you always make money because they're even worse and crooked, and you can get away with anything.
Well, there you go.
And that was I
That's a very
interviewed.
pragmatic view, isn't it?
Well, I interviewed. I won't say their names. I interviewed some very famous captains of British industry, household names still today. And I interviewed about 4 or 5 of them, and 3 of them said that to me. And they were
Really.
huge labor donors. I just love the labor government, they said, you
Well,
know.
it's I mean, obviously there's obviously a sector that think it's fantastic, but I mean, from the perspective of wealth creators, the billionaires that can live anywhere in the world, they are fleeing at the moment. They are
Oh my
fleeing.
God, in droves. I know so many people that I've interacted with, interviewed, whatever, who are gone. And pardon me, and were gone before April the 5th. Um,
Well, I mean that's one of the reasons that the Reform Party made the decision to introduce the Britannia card to try and attract as many people back to the country as possible. I think it's
tell us about that.
yeah. So I mean the price may go down or up, but I think, oh God, I hope I've got this right. I'll get told off otherwise. I think it's set at £200,000 at the moment, and for that, someone can be in effect well, they're non-domiciled, but they only pay tax on their UK earnings, but they can live in the UK. They're not restricted on the amount of days that they are in the UK. Because these people, we want them in the UK. We want them here creating wealth, creating jobs, investing in property. I mean, this whole thing about them pushing up the prices of housing, the houses these people live in are not the kind of, it's not going to affect the normal
The
housing market.
property, my estate agent friends tell me the property market has totally collapsed.
Yes, which is why I've been advised that this is a good time for me to get on the housing ladder. Finally,
Sure, sure.
yeah. So I sadly came out of my divorce with nothing. So yeah. So this is my time. This is my time. But yeah, I mean, so the billionaires, they create wealth. They hire people, they spend money. The other thing that we need to do as well is to abolish the whole VAT thing on luxury goods when people are visiting here, because we're just losing so much money from that
So
because
much
these people
to
just go to
Europe.
Paris.
I know. It's so insane. It's ridiculous.
We just need to keep as much money in the country as possible, because the more wealthy people there are, the more that everyone does well.
It's
Everyone
called
does well.
prosperity, but
Absolutely right.
the
Yeah.
Labor Party doesn't seem to understand it.
Oh no, they understand it all right. They just they're just not interested. That's just not their. That's not what they want.
It's
They
not what they
understand
want.
the whole net zero thing is a load of rubbish. I've spoken to senior Labour people who sort of nudge, nudge, wink, wink, because the
Yeah,
money is all being siphoned off for their mates. I mean,
yeah.
it's so blatant. Ed Miliband, when I was a kid, if this had come out on the news, what I'm about to say, he would have resigned. No ifs, no buts. There would have been footage of him walking into Downing Street, coming out with a glum face and walking back down again. But the policies that Ed Miliband has put in place, there are one or two of those policies that get massive government funding that's going directly to his brother's company, David Miliband. I mean,
What?
yeah, yeah. I mean, I can send you the information, but it was a small story. It didn't run in many places. It did run, but it didn't run in many places. We're
Tell
immune.
us.
We're
Tell
immune
us.
to it now. I'm sorry, I don't have all the information in front of me, but it was to do with subsidies that meant that David Miliband's company, because it was to do with energy and net zero, directly benefited. But the thing is, to be honest, it's the same with Vince. What's his name?
Cable.
No, not Vince Cable. Ecotricity. Dow Vince. Sorry. So Dow Vince donates money to the Labour Party, gets it back tenfold in subsidies. I mean, they're not that's obviously, of course people
This
do get
this is
famous.
this is a serious accusation, Lois. I mean, do you have anything to back it up?
Yeah, I mean, if any of your viewers Google Dow Vince donor Labour subsidies, it will come up pages and pages and pages and pages. Yet it carries on. Look, I'm not stupid. Obviously, people have
But
always
but
made
if
donations.
it was that readily accessible, everybody, the media would pick it up. Everyone would know
But it
about it.
has been all over the media, but nothing happens. I mean, if you look at all of the renewables, the main reason why our electricity is so expensive at the moment is because of subsidies, net zero subsidies.
I thought it was because it's tied to the price of gas on the international market, which is
Well,
absurd.
why are all the other countries? Why are we the most expensive then? Because but they use this argument all of the time. But the other countries aren't paying anywhere near what we're paying, and we're the ones that
No,
have got the most advanced
but that's
renewables.
because they coupled it to the price of gas.
But it's also because a massive proportion of your bill that lands on your mat and my mat is actually net zero taxes as well, and that's on top. That is on top, and those net zero taxes on your bill can be up to 40%. Are directly they're funding private companies that have won contracts for wind farms, solar farms, carbon capture. I mean, have you ever heard anything more ridiculous than carbon capture? Yeah, did you know what? It already exists. It's called a tree. You do not need a carbon capture plant. The whole thing is so scandalously corrupt and so ludicrous. And the really sick thing is they all know. They all know that it's nonsense, but yet it's all about, feather in your nest. It's the same way with these
Those
guys they're bringing
those
over.
are
They're going
those
straight
are
to work for Deliveroo. It's a
those
scam.
are those are very serious accusations. We need to get you back to explain them in more detail.
Yeah, I will do next. Sorry, if I
I'd like
didn't
to
know that we
I'd
were
like
going to
to
come on to this topic, I would have had all the information in front of
I
me. I
would I would like
apologize.
to challenge you on some of that. Not that
Okay.
I mean, I've not heard this before. I don't.
Yeah, I'll come back and I'll make sure I've got it all in front of me.
I mean,
Apologies that I haven't today.
I thought it's always been my understanding that two-thirds of our home energy bills are electricity. Electricity is tied and has been since the 80s when the companies were nationalized to the price of gas on the international market, and it's much higher than it should be. And at the same time, if you look at the National Grid website,
Mm.
they have a real-time clock
Yeah, you can see how low the whole
which
renewables
shows
thing
where
is.
our electricity comes from. And you'll see North Sea, wind, solar, blah, 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 blah. Some days gas is only 20%. It's never more than I think 70 or 80. It's never 100. It's usually about 40%. And yet
Well, the fact is, we don't. We
we're
should be
paying as if
fracking.
the gas we're paying as if it was 100%,
Yeah,
and we're the highest cost anywhere.
but it's also
I didn't
incentivized.
realize it involved, crooked behavior.
Yeah, there's also an incentive for the price of gas to be as high as possible because what they do is they want the renewables to look cheaper. So one of the things that they'll do is that they will restrict. They will restrict gas. I'll give you an example, right? When you've got a grid that they have to buy in the wind if it's coming in. They have to buy it, yeah. But what that means is it makes the grid intermittent, which means that they have to turn things off and on. That pushes the price of gas up. Everything they're doing is designed to make gas as expensive as possible to make renewables look cheaper. Because if renewables aren't cheaper, the gravy train stops. And who pays for it all? We do. And yes, I will come on again, Dr. Roger, and I will have all of the information in
Great.
front of me. But I am
Perfect.
right. And if anyone wants to do any Googling and have a look, they'll see. And also, if you go on the Heartland website, Heartland UK EU website, or look at our Twitter, that you'll see every day we're pushing out stories that back up what I've just said. Uh,
Okay.
so,
That's
so
great.
yeah.
All right. And we're just about out of time. So look,
Okay.
Lois, that's perfect timing. Thank you very much.
No, thank you.
Been brilliant as usual, and we will have you back.
I'd love to come back. And
Thank you very
let's have
much.
another coffee in St. John's Wood. I enjoyed that.
Absolutely. See you
Mwah.
soon. Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.